Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Learn with Deepika.
And in this video we will solve question based on dice. So let's start with our question number 1.
In a single throw of a dice, find the probability of getting a number, and the first part is greater than 4. So firstly I will write sample space, and sample space for one dice is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So total number of outcomes or the number of sample point in this case is equals to 6. Okay, now we are solving first part, number greater than 4. Okay, in this case we have two choices, 5 and 6. So our number of favorable outcomes is equals to 2, and the probability for this event is equals to total number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of outcomes, or we can write it as n of a upon n of s. So 2 divided by 6. Now we have to simplify this. So 1 upon 3 is our final answer. Now we will solve second part. In second part, we are looking for a number less than or equal to 4. Okay, number less than and equals to 4 can be 1, 2, 3 and 4. So in this case we have total 4 favorable outcomes, and the probability is equals to n of p divided by n of s is equals to 4 upon 6. Now you have to simplify this. So final answer is 2 divided by 3. So this way we can solve our another part as well. Now we will solve our third part. Third part, not greater than 4. Okay, it should not be greater than 4, but it can be equal to 4 or it can be less than 4. So our favorable cases are 1, 2, 3 and 4, because in question it is given that number should not be greater than 4. That means you can take 4 or equal than 4. So number of favorable cases are 4, and the probability in this case is equals to n of a upon n of s. 4 divided by 6, and we need to simplify this, so 2 by 3 is the final answer. Now we will solve our fourth part. Fourth part is probability of getting an even number. Okay, in this case we have 3 even number, 2, 4 and 6. So number of favorable outcome is equals to 3. Now the probability is equals to n of b divided by n of s, and this will be 3 divided by 6, and you have to simplify this, so the final answer is 1 divided by 2. Okay, now we will solve our another part, probability of getting a number 5. In this there is only one favorable case. We are solving fifth part. So probability of getting number 5. So number of favorable outcome is equals to 1, and probability for this question will be n of a divided by n of s. So it's 1 divided by 6. Similarly, we can solve our another part, probability of getting a number 8. As we can see in our sample space, we don't have number 8, and also in the case of dice that's not possible. So probability for this event will be equals to 0. Okay, now we will move to our seventh part. Seventh part, a number less than 8. Okay, In this case, we have all the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. The all numbers are less than 8. So in this case, we have total number of favorable cases is equals to 6, and the probability for this event will be equal to n of A upon n of S, and 6 divided by 6 is equals to 1. So the answer is 1. So it's a sure event. Now the next part is, 8th part is probability of getting a prime number. Okay, we have 2 as prime number, 3 as prime number and 5. So we have 3 favorable outcomes, 2, 3 and 5 in case of dice. So number of sample point in this we have 3, and probability in this case I am using formula n of B divided by n of S is equals to 3 divided by 6, and we need to simplify this. 1 upon 2 is the final answer. Question number 2. 2 dice are rolled together. Find the probability that the sum of the numbers on the uppermost faces of 2 dice is. We have 5 different parts in this question, and firstly you need to make sample space. Here I have already mentioned it, so it will be easier for you. Now let's start with our first part. So first part is probability of getting sum as either 4 or 5. Now we need to check the sum as 4. You can see here 3 plus 1 is 4. Now if you see in its diagonal, like 2 plus 2, 3 plus 1, the sum will remain same. And similarly we'll find for 5. 4 plus 1 is 5. So in diagonal also the sum will remain same. In this case we have favorable cases. Number of favorable cases equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So total number of favorable cases equals to 7, and total number of all possible outcome is equals to 36. Let's find the probability. Formula is total number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of all possible outcomes. So that comes out to be 7 divided by 36. Now we will solve our second part. So let's start with that. Okay, now our second part is sum as 7, 8 or 9. Okay, now sum as 7, 8 or 9. 6 plus 1 is 7, and its diagonal all the numbers will give you sum as 7 only. Now in case of 8, like 6 plus 2 is 8, and in diagonal all the numbers will have same sum. And then 9, 5 plus 4, 4 plus 5 and 3 plus 6 this way. So in this case we have total number of favorable outcome is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. So we have total number of favorable outcomes is equals to 15, and number of sample points is equals to 36. So probability is equals to 15 divided by 36. We can simplify this further. 3 5s are 15, and so this 5 upon 12 is the final answer. Third part is sum between 5 and 8. Okay, sum between 5 and 8 means it can be 6 or it can be 7. Now we need to check sum for 6 first, right? 5 plus 1 is 6, then in its diagonal all the number will have the same sum. Okay, now sum as 7. Okay, 6 plus 1 7, 5 plus 2 7. So this way you'll get the sum as 7. Now we have favorable outcomes. Okay, favorable outcomes is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And total outcomes is equals to 36. Using formula for probability, we can write our answer as 11 divided by 36. So that's the final answer. Fourth part is sum more than 10. Okay, more than 10, so it can be 5, 6 and 6, 5, and it can be 6, 6. So we have total 3 favorable outcome in this case. So number of favorable outcomes is equals to 3, and total number of all possible outcomes is equals to 36. And using formula of probability, n of A divided by n of S, 3 upon 36 is the answer. And we need to simplify this further, so 1 upon 12 is the final answer. Now the last part is less than 6. Less than 6. Okay, so in this case we can include 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 as the sum. Here 4 plus 1 is 5, so in its diagonal the sum will be equals to 5 only, and 3 plus 1 is 4, so in its diagonal the sum is 4, and 1 plus 2 is 3, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So the numbers which are highlighted in pink are the favorable outcomes. Is equals to 36. So probability, using formula for probability, we can write 10 upon 36 as the final answer. Question number 3. 2 dice are rolled together. Find the probability of getting a total of at least 10. We have total 6 parts in this question. So firstly we need to make sample space for 2 dice. But here I have already mentioned you the sample space. So let's start with the first part. A total of at least 10 means it can be 11 and 12 as well, but minimum it should be 10. So let's find out the numbers whose sum is at least 10. Okay, if you see this numbers 4 and 6, the sum is 10, and 5 and 5, sum is 10, 6 plus 4 is 10. And here we have sum as 11, and here we have sum as 12. So these highlighted numbers are our favorable outcomes. So total we have 6 favorable outcomes. Favorable outcomes is equals to 6, and total outcomes is equals to 36. So probability will be equals to 6 divided by 36. So after simplification we'll get 1 upon 6 as our answer. So this is our first part. Okay, now the second part is a doublet. The roller dice, if both the numbers are same, then that means it's a doublet, like 1 1. Okay, I'm using another color here just to avoid confusion. Okay, 1 1, 2 2, 3 3, 4 4, 5 5 and 6 6. So the numbers which are highlighted in blue are the doublets. So again we have 6 favorable cases. So in this probability will be equals to, again we have 6 favorable outcomes and total outcomes as 36. So 1 upon 6 is the final answer. Yeah, third part. A number less than 3 on each dice. Okay, on each dice it should be less than 3. So I'm gonna select this case 1 2. Okay, in this 3 is here, so we cannot select that. 2 1 we can include, 2 2, 3 1 we cannot take. So basically we have 4 favorable outcomes. Now in this case, formula, using formula of probability, according to this formula, answer will be 4 divided by 36, and after simplification we can write it as 1 upon 9. So this is our answer. Let's move to another part. Fourth part is an odd number as a sum. Okay, sum should be odd number, right? So in this case we have sum as 1 plus 1, 2, it's an even number. 2 plus 1 is 3. So I'm gonna take these two numbers, sum is 3. Then 3 plus 1 is 4. So now 4 plus 1 is 5. So when it's diagonal, all the numbers will have sum as 5, like 3 plus 2, 2 plus 3, 1 plus 4. So you have to check it diagonally. And now 5 plus 1 is 6, but 6 plus 1, it's an odd number, sum is odd. Now after that we have 6 plus 2, that is 8, 6 plus 3 is 9, so check diagonally. So the sum is 9, and in this case we have 10 as sum, and here we have 11. So total number of favorable outcomes, let's count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. So total number of favorable outcome is equals to 18 divided by 36. And you have to simplify that. So our answer is 1 upon 2. Here I am not writing the formula. So, but in exam you have to mention formulas and everything. Fifth part is a total of at most 9. At most 9 means maximum it can be 9, but we have to include total of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 and 2. So let's check out this. So 6 plus 3, 9, 5 plus 4, 9, 4 plus 5, 9, we have all the sum as 9. And in this diagonal we have sum equals to 8. Diagonal previous to it will have sum equals to 7. So this way we have 6, sum equals to 5, and then sum equals to 4, 3 and 2. So total we have, when we will count this, you will get favorable outcomes is equals to 30. And total outcomes is equals to 36. So probability of this event will be equals to 30 divided by 36. And after simplification you will get 5 upon 6 as the final answer. Sixth part, a multiple of 2 on one dice and odd number on the other. When we are saying multiple of 2, that means we are talking about even numbers. So it's saying even number on one dice and odd number on the other. So dice is in this form. So let's check out this. Even and odd, even odd, even odd. Outcomes, out of which we have favorable outcomes equals to 18. So favorable outcomes is equals to 18 and total outcomes is equals to 36. So probability of this event will be 18 divided by 36, and we have to simplify this. So 1 upon 2 is the answer for this part. Question number 4. A dice has 6 faces marked by the given number as shown below. 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. The dice is thrown once. What is the probability of getting a positive integer? So in first part, we have to find the probability of getting a positive integer. Our total sample space is this 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2 and minus 3. So total number of all possible outcome is equals to 6. And positive integers are 1, 2, 3. So in this case we have 3 favorable cases. So using probability formula, which is number of favorable cases divided by total number of all possible outcome, which is 3 upon 6. So our answer is 1 upon 2. Now we are going to solve a second part, an integer greater than minus 3. Okay, so our sample space for this will be integer greater than minus 3. It can be 1, 2, 3, and minus 1 and minus 2 are also greater than minus 3. So in this we have total 5 favorable outcomes. Using formula, P of B is equals to N of B, upon n of s is equals to 5 divided by 6. So that's the answer. Now we will solve a third part. Third part, the smallest integer. Out of them, the smallest integer is -3. So we have a favorable outcome as -3. So we can say number of favorable outcome is equals to 1. And using formula of probability, number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of all possible outcomes. So it comes out to be 1 divided by 6. So this way we can solve all the type of question based on dice.